So here is a set of types of commands that WebLogic supports. We can browse, and by browse I mean we can browse mbeans and mbean hierarchies, which I'll go over in just a second. We can perform control. We can execute control commands, which are essentially this is essentially tied to the lifecycle commands in Node Manager, or we can control startup and shutdown of resources, including services like JDBC, JMS, as well as servers themselves. Customization, so we can develop and deploy custom mbeans. We can perform deployment actions. We can analyze and perform diagnostics, obtain diagnostic information for WebLogic. And then there is the standard editing commands, where we can edit and save changes that we make. Information commands, where we can pull or push or pull information from certain mbeans. And then, as I mentioned, there's lifecycle and node manager commands. These are used to control startup and shutdown. And there are tree commands, which allow us to change different mbean hierarchies. And like I said, I'll get into mbean hierarchies in just a second. And then persistent store commands. So there are commands specific to managing database and file-based persistent stores. So there's quite a bit here, and I highly recommend taking a look at the references section of the lab guide. It will point you to the WLST command reference and the mbean reference. And we'll touch on much of this in the lab actually. But those are two good links in the lab guide references section to keep handy. So bookmark those if you're planning on doing any sort of WebLogic scripting tool.